American reacts to Germany's secret cycling city. Let's take a look. Willkommen. My name is Sean Huggins, and this is React with Hugs. Let's hop straight into today's reaction. All right, today we're here with Adam Something, and we're checking out Germany's secret cycling city. Splendid and super cycling city extravaganza. Something with an S. Okay. Enough yapping, low skates.
Amsterdam is one of the most livable, human-centered cities on the planet. After having dared to move past the car-centric status quo, when I cycled around the city with not just bikes, I was amazed how convenient it was and how calm and safe I felt throughout the trip. Amsterdam is a gold standard of walkability and bike-friendly urbanism that the rest of the world, including Europe, marvels at.
Wow, look how nice and big and wide open all of these bike lanes are. Very cool, and it's separate from the street with the cars in it and the buses and stuff like that. And it looks like it might also be separate from pedestrian walking. So literally bikes have their own actual lane, it looks like. Pretty cool.
It includes me living in Germany. Compared to Amsterdam and other Dutch cities, Germany is a mixed bag. Lots of Germans are still addicted to their cars and cannot imagine their lives without them, while many others are ready for a change. Urban areas in Germany range from loud, filthy, depressing urban motorways to large, transit-oriented spaces.
True.
From dystopian, grimy underpasses to friendly, pedestrianized promenades.
True. Yeah, this is true. This is the real Germany. You know, people that can't give up their cars, and it's just over-industrialized and no room for bikes and maybe a little bit of room for some pedestrian walking. And you know what? I think Germany needs to learn a bit more about bikeability and walkability from America. America has mastered the art and the science of just covering everything that the eye can see in pavement. And so if everything is pavement, then everything is walkable slash bikeable slash drivable. Everything is everything because everything is a road. Take notes, Europe.
Bike and pedestrian-friendly, human-centered areas, while definitely there, are often patchy and inconsistent. For now, anyway. Compared to the gold standard of Amsterdam, German cities are still far
look
behind.
at this.
But
So
what
nice.
if I told you, we are not in Amsterdam?
Huh? We're not in Amsterdam right now. Okay, please continue.
This is Leipzig, Germany, a city that makes no
Leipzig.
excuses when creating truly bike-friendly, human-centered spaces.
Wow, this is actually really cool. He had me going this whole time. This whole time I thought he was showing videos of Amsterdam, and he did that on purpose. Very sneaky, 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 sneaky boy over here. Leipzig is where all these videos are coming from, and I gotta say, it looks really nice. I do like it.
Rule of thumb, a good cycle path is one you would let your small children bike on their own without fearing for their lives. This is why so-called sharrows and bicycle gutters are terrible. The leadership of Leipzig is well aware of this.
Yeah, stuff like this is typically what we have in America, and I've ridden bikes in stuff like this, and it's just not... It's not comfy-wumpy, I'll just say that. It's not very comfortable, and I don't like it. I don't like it. If there was a separate bike path that was completely away from the driving cars, that would be very nice. But usually that is very much not the case in America.
Therefore, the city is full of safe, separate bike paths with adjacent traffic limited to 30 kilometers per hour. On the back streets, you don't even need a designated bike lane. Traffic is few and far between, and the speed limit is low. Time to head in for a Saturday morning coffee and cake on this calm, friendly street. After the break, it's time to look around the city. Leipzig has been progressively reclaiming space from cars and giving it back to everyday people. It's fun to stumble upon an urban oasis like this in a place that used to be a barren asphalt wasteland, dead tissue in the heart of the city.
Dude, wow, look at this. Okay, so this used to be mostly wasted space, honestly. Like, it wasn't really a parking lot. Like, there's parking along the sides back here and on the other side over here, but this whole big giant area looks like it was just used for driving through it, but it's such a large area for probably not that much traffic that it definitely seems like a big waste of an area. So they're just like, you know what? We're just gonna make this a little urban park thing. Pretty cool idea. Look at
Though
this.
apparently some people came out to protest against taking away their free parking spots in 2019. One of the signs says, "We want equal rights." This is very funny when we consider that in inner city Leipzig, where this protest took place, only 25% of trips are made by car, yet cars dominate the majority of public space. At least they did back when this protest took place. Trying to chip away at this outrageous privilege by turning an asphalt wasteland into a social space, and dozens of entitled snowflakes will come out to scream at you for it.
Kein Auto ist illegal. It's illegal to not have cars. Okay.
Unfortunately for them, it's not up to the silent majority to conform to the excessive convenience needs of an out-of-touch, loud minority. As the saying goes, when you're privileged, equality feels like oppression. Sorry, snowflakes, but in Leipzig, your time is coming to an end. The car-centric hard times have...
Dude, this guy's going hard against the snowflakes, bro. He's holding nothing back. He's a bike warrior that the bike people need right now.
Hard times have created strong men who are now creating good times, which will then create even more strong men via clean air, enough movement, and low noise pollution. Biking in Leipzig is simply pleasant, and at no point have I felt in danger.
Okay, so this path for me is not ideal, but it has a little bit of a separation here, and he said that the speed limit is pretty low and capped off at like I think 30 kilometers an hour. Or am I just making that up? I might be making that up in my head, but I thought he said something like that. So this would be not bad. This is definitely better than nothing, and it's definitely better than the shared lanes like are very common in America, because those shared lanes they might as well not even exist. Like, they're not safe. You don't feel safe riding in them. It's terrible. So this is definitely a lot better.
Cyclists are almost always separated from cars, and the motor traffic speeds are limited for safety. Areas where this isn't true are the temporary exception instead of the eternal norm.
Dude, so I'm just thinking, like, in this situation, if you want to turn left, you're in the bike lane and you want to turn left at this light here, do you have to go into the turning lane with the cars, or is there like a bike turning lane? That's what I would be interested in seeing.
Leipzig is a city in motion. It's a popular college town with a steadily increasing population, currently around 600,000. In the center, there is a whole new, bike-friendly, walkable residential district being built on former industrial land with mixed zoning, lots of green spaces, and mid-rises sporting 2,100 apartments, plus schools and kindergartens.
Dude, this looks so nice. They have a bunch of apartments. They have a little pond in the middle. They have some open park areas here too. It looks pretty cool. It looks very nice.
They obviously watched my video about why skyscrapers are a bad idea. Previously, I talked about shadows and bicycle gutters being terrible. And they are. Cars zoom past right next to you at high speeds, the surface is uneven, and they fall at the wrong time means getting run over. On this bridge, Leipzig solved that problem by converting one entire traffic lane on each side to cycling lanes.
Wow.
There is a neat buffer zone between you and cars, making you feel safe. This lane conversion increases efficiency, since a lane can move up to 12,000 cyclists per hour compared to only 2,000 cars.
Whoa, okay, so a lane in traffic can move 2,000 people in cars, and it can move up to 12,000 people if they're all riding bikes. Holy crap, that is a huge, huge difference. What else do we have here? 15,000 by walking. Oh my gosh. What's the most? Suburban rail. 60 to 90,000 people an hour from suburban rail. Holy crap. Wow, okay, so mixed traffic, so cars, is actually the worst, the slowest form of transportation. Oh my god. Well, that's embarrassing for America.
Leipzig accomplished this massive improvement not through a multi-million euro construction project, but with a bucket of yellow paint. So mayors, please take note. The surface will need some re-asphalting eventually, as cars have created ruts all over the place.
Yeah,
it's
true.
insane how quickly cars destroy their own infrastructure. And we're spending billions and billions on this every year.
Billions and billions of billions and billions.
When was the last time you saw a bike lane having to be patched? Most of us haven't. That's because the heavier the vehicle, the more damage it does to the road. Exponentially so.
That makes sense to me. I mean, that's just simple math.
Case in point, an average car causes road damage 1,600 times that of a fat man on a freakishly heavy bicycle. You know the meme about how Roman roads survive to this day, but then the engineers arrived and now we're full of potholes?
This says, without a single degree, they built us roads that have lasted an eternity, and then the engineers arrived. Yeah, I mean, obviously, back in that day, they were walking on the roads, maybe some horses, maybe some carriages, but obviously not gigantic trucks and buses, let alone cars, like, obviously, but yeah, I get the point, though.
That's because of cars, not the engineers. I just wish my bike didn't creak so much. I left it out in the rain for a few days. I can't record like this. What should I do? Well, I should call a service center, which will schedule me in 1 month from now, where instead of repairing the problem parts, they replace my entire bike frame for 500 euros. Just kidding, my bike is not a Tesla. Let's go to a hardware store, which isn't out at the edge of town next to a highway, but right in the center near the main station.
Okay, so basically, he doesn't have to go to a mechanic far away. There's bike repair shops in the town. Cool, very cool.
Connected via this convenient, fully separated bike path.
Oh, wow. Now that is very nice. The fully separated bike path. That is very, very nice. I like that. Except for, I'm sure there's always pedestrians walking there. And I've seen a lot of German stereotype videos where cyclists and pedestrians get into it in the bike lane. So I'm sure that's a problem. But I would rather get hit by a pedestrian or hit a pedestrian with a bike than with a car. You know, if you run into somebody in the bike path with your bike, that's probably their fault. I guess it would depend, but it would probably be their fault for being in the bike lane. If you hit a pedestrian with your car, that's it. Game over. Like, you know what I mean? So it's better in that sense, I guess.
After a 5-minute bike ride, time to get some oil, bearing grease, and that wrench that I've been putting off buying for the last 6 months. Leaving the hardware store, this bike parking area of a nearby office building looks like a good spot for a quick repair.
Man, I want to go for a bike ride now.
Just tightening a bolt or two, some oil to the right places, and the bike is good to go. No scheduling, no waitlist, no service fees. Just some good old-fashioned do-it-yourself maintenance.
Yo! What is this guy doing on an advertisement? Bro, this guy is everywhere. Huh?
Let's visit the Leipzig Historical Center, because it is beautiful and fully pedestrianized.
Wow. That would be a great place for a parking lot. Look how many cars could fit there. Dude, I would be such a good engineer.
There is even an underground S-Bahn station with 4 frequent commuter lines. Just look at this alleyway and try telling someone it would look nicer with a traffic lane and a row of parked cars.
True.
Another very nice thing about Leipzig is the abundance of on-street bicycle parking racks. Many cities forget these. It's one thing to be able to get somewhere on a bike, but you also need a convenient, civilized way of locking it. Lampposts, fences and traffic signs don't count. Thankfully in Leipzig, such convenient on-site bicycle parking is ubiquitous. They are everywhere.
Wow, very nice.
Some areas in Leipzig remain very much car-centered, the legacy of megalomaniac Soviet urban planning. We're in former East Germany after all. Speaking of, what's going on over there?
Whoa!
Some sort of mini-protest. Let's see, a Russian flag, the flag of Saxony, 2 peace flags, and 2 flags of the German Reich. Wait one sec. There we go. My civic duty is done for the day. It's getting dark soon, so it's time to head to the
Got it.
station. I'm visiting a friend in a nearby city. Though the station area is still rather car-centric, there is a safe, separated, signaled bike path all the way.
Wow. Okay, so this is an example of where the bike would have to pass where cars also are. So this is a little bit scary, but also exponentially better than most examples in America. So at least there's like a clear bike lane and stuff. Then you just have to worry about, hopefully the cars do what they're supposed to do and, you know, are watching out for you. But this is very nice, very good. When you actually do have to interact alongside cars, everything is labeled clearly, which is nice.
Oh look, the old underpass. I'm glad they've cancelled it. Underpasses are just a way to expel human beings underground so that cars can rule the surface world. Good riddance. Our journey ends at Leipzig main station, a huge, impressive building.
Wow.
It even has an underground, multi-level mall integrated into it. And it has one of the most impressive Starbucks cafes I've ever seen.
Dang, look at this. This is Starbucks? Dude, wow, this is beautiful. This looks like an old, like, I don't know, an old ancient library from, like, Hogwarts or something. I don't even know. It looks so cool. I like it.
Seriously, just look at it. Starbucks and German imperial architecture are a good mix, apparently.
Yeah.
My train is departing in a few minutes, so this is where I'll conclude. My home city of Leipzig, through conscious, consistent effort...
What? Hold on a second. He took his bike to the train station and then he's going to take a train somewhere and just leave his bike? How long are you going for? Can you leave your bike, like, for days? Or maybe he's just going somewhere for the day. Maybe he'll be back in a few hours. Huh. I wonder if people leave their bike places multiple days. Because that happens all the time with cars, with automobiles. You know, you go on vacation, at least when me and Issa would go on vacation, we would drive a car to a parking garage, pay the parking garage to park it at the airport or close to the airport with a shuttle, and then we would fly somewhere for a week or whatever, and then we would come back, and obviously it would be protected there in the parking garage. But you can't really do that. Can you do that with bikes? I guess you could. I don't know. I don't know anything about bikes. I'm not a biker.
Turning itself into a truly bike-friendly, livable, human-centered place. Instead of bullshit solutions like Sharrows, they actually do what needs to be done. And the city is better for it, as it tailors itself to the silent majority instead of a loud, entitled minority. The amount and coverage of bike-friendly infrastructure is almost unprecedented in the country. This is why I'm calling Leipzig Germany's hidden Amsterdam. Have you been to German cities that are as bike-friendly as Leipzig? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.
Germany's secret Amsterdam. Wow. Beautiful. I would say America's hidden Amsterdam is probably Dallas, Texas. If you need to look up the golden standard for what it means to be a walkable and a bikeable city, look up Dallas, Texas. You're welcome, internet. But actually, though, this is pretty cool. I don't have a bike. I wish that I did. If I did have a bike, I would have loved to be able to drive it around or ride it around cities. I definitely prefer to get around cities by not driving because I hate having to find parking and stuff like that within cities. So if I'm in a city and I can walk anywhere, I'm walking. If I can't walk, I would love to be able to bike or obviously public transportation or something along those lines. If it's a little bit further away in the city, I would love that. That's not always an option in America, unfortunately, but it's cool to see places where it is an option. And I think this is a great example. I am curious though, what you guys, the experts, have to say. You guys are the ones that are growing up and living in Germany. So what do you think? Do you think there are too many bike lanes and bike infrastructure within the German cities? Do you think there's not enough? Do you think there's too many automobiles in German cities? Should they be even more walkable than they already are? Should they be even more bikeable, even more public transportation-able? That's not a word. You know what I mean, though. Obviously, America has next to none of any of that stuff, so it's just cars in America. So for me, the answer is easy. Of course, we want more walkability. We want more public transportation. We want all those things, but the silent minority wins every time in America. It is what it is. But I'm still curious what you guys think about it, so leave your mustard down in the comments section below. And when you're done there, check out madewithhugs.com for merch and more content. But that's all the time that I have for today. Thank you guys so much for being here, and as always, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.